Hi there, everyone. That is loud. We are so thrilled to have you all here today. Incredibly thrilled to see your smiling eyes over your mask and not to see our own faces reflected back to us on Zoom. So my name is Christina McMorrow. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Mercy. We have a really wonderful open house schedule for you. Thank you so much for your patience as we've made sure that everybody has found their spot, and hopefully our overflow room is almost full. I do want to take just a brief moment to start by thanking the entire community that it takes to pull off an event like this. And that community really starts at the top with our incredible leadership team, many of whom will be presenting for you today. Will our leadership team step forward briefly? We are also incredibly lucky to have deep support from our board members. So we have our board members here. I'd love for them to stand briefly. Now, many of them are already down in the rooms where they will be presenting and meeting with you, but it is an incredible show of our faculty and staff here for you today to throw our doors open and really give you the full Mercy experience. So we're so excited for you to be able to meet with them. And also, our Mercy parents. We have current Mercy parents here who have been excited to take the opportunity to share with you their experience. So right after our presentation here, we'll describe where everything can be found. On the back of the view book that each of you should have gotten, there's a map. But I will just point out that this, what we call our black and white room, right to the back, we'll have our Mercy parent volunteers. And they're able to speak to the different geographic locations they're coming from if you have questions about the distance to Mercy or the transportation. Now, last but certainly not least are our incredible students. So you are seeing a group of students who have shown up in droves to really be here to help you see Mercy through their eyes. So we're so grateful for all of our student volunteers today. So as I pulled up to campus today, I was so excited to share this beautiful space with you, to have you all here in person. I should just note that my niece is convinced that I am the admissions director at Hogwarts. I can't convince her otherwise. But for you today, my hope is that while I am not working entirely for Hogwarts, that we can help show you the magic of Mercy today. So I am going to go ahead and turn it over to help start this opening presentation as we start every day here at Mercy by hearing from our campus minister, Miss Angie Simonetti.
Thank you, Chris. You're going to hear this a lot today, but welcome to Mercy. It's kind of one of the hallmarks of a Mercy education is to be welcomed and to be treated with great hospitality. Every morning we start our school day with prayer, and today you are going to enter and step into that great tradition that we have here at Mercy High School. I'm going to be using the prayer of our foundress, the Sisters of Mercy foundress, Catherine McCauley. But before we begin, I'm going to just ask you to take a moment to just kind of quiet yourself. Bring yourself fully present to this moment and to this space, to this time in your family's life. It's a great, exciting time, a time of great discussions and searching. So just ask you to bring yourself fully here in the presence of a God who truly loves you. As we begin in prayer in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen. My God, I am yours for time and eternity. Teach me to cast myself entirely into the arms of your loving providence with the most lively, unlimited confidence in your compassionate, tender pity. Grant me, O most merciful Redeemer, that whatever you ordain or permit may be acceptable to me. Take from my heart all painful anxiety. Suffer nothing to sadden me but sin. nothing to delight me but hope of coming to the possession of you, my God and my all, in your everlasting kingdom. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Just have a great day here and talk to the students. They have the best. With that, I'm going to introduce you to Sandy Flaherty.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I like to look at people now before I begin, even in my classroom, just because the incredible sense of human presence is really significant these days. And in that light, I'd like to begin actually with a personal reflection. First, let me tell you what I do. I'm Sandy Flaherty, and I'm the Director of Mission and Catholic Identity at Mercy High School. And I also have the gift of being a freshman religion teacher. And I want to talk to you about my experience of teaching, because teaching right now is like no other time in all my years of teaching, and it's beyond 30 years. So here I go. I have been teaching freshman religion for about 20 years. The students who are sitting in my classroom today are qualitatively different than any group of students I have ever taught before. They remind me every day that we are in a new moment in education. During the shelter in place, my students had ample time for self-reflection, and a lot of us would say too much time. But what arrives in my classroom each day are young women who know themselves at a depth that I have not seen in girls their age. Their understanding of who they are and what they value, with the freedom to explore their interests, exceeds their years. During that time, they also came to understand in a different way the needs of our world through the lens of the internet, and are serious about making a contribution in figuring out how they can do that. As parents and educators, we need to seize this moment. I'm going to say it again because I think that is so incredibly important. We need to seize the moment of the growth that our kids have done over the last 18 months. We need to nourish their inner lives, their evolving gifts, and their aspirations. As parents and educators, usually what our tagline is that we hope to get them into a good college and so they can get a good job in the workforce. In a very real sense, due to the rapid change on multiple levels because of the technology and also because of the changing workplace because of COVID, we are preparing them for a workforce that we cannot know. We cannot know what the workforce is going to be like for your daughter that is sitting next to you right now. But what we can know is that successful women of the future will need 4 things. She will need to understand herself and her values. Really, she will really need to know that in the evolving world that we are currently in. She will stand up for what she believes in. She will be fully engaged and creative at work and at home. That's another learning that we've realized, how important our loved ones are to us over these 18 months. And she will be a risk taker. But how on earth do we get her there? How do we, the young woman that's sitting next to you right now, how do we get her there? We get her there by a school that nourishes the intellectual, social, and inner life of their students. We get her there by a faculty who seeks out the hidden gifts of her students and encourages them on a daily basis. We get her there by a school that encourages engagement and risk-taking while simultaneously supporting its students for when they fail, for when they succeed, but also when they fail, because when we fail, we really learn. I've been teaching for 35 years. I believe that we are that school. We have a particular gift at school of helping nourish the inner lives of young women, figuring out their gifts, and helping them grow in their confidence. We are that school. Our founding community of the Sisters of Mercy has been educating young women for 194 years, and we have learned something along the way. That all girls' educational environment sets young women up for success, and this is backed by current research. We challenge our students to make use of their gifts for the good of others in the world, in their neighborhoods, in their families, in their neighborhoods, in their city, in their state, and in their world. We look to Jesus, and when I use the word Jesus, I mean Jesus of Nazareth, the man who lived his life with values and integrity and mercy and gentleness. We look to Jesus as the model of what it means to treat others with dignity and respect. A Mercy education honors the dignity of each of our students while encouraging students to become her most authentic self. I want to say as I close, and I really mean this, parents, God bless you in your search for your daughter's next step. I understand that your kids have no idea of the depth at which you love them. We love them here too. You'll be in my prayers. Thank you very much.
Hello, welcome. I'm Lauren Conklin. I'm the Assistant Head of School for Academics. So that means that I oversee anything that happens in the classroom, any of the learning, and all of the teachers. So I want to start out by talking to you a little bit about what the academic experience is like at Mercy High School. Can I have the next slide, please? Thanks. Great. One of the things that when we talk to students about what makes Mercy, what helps them be successful at Mercy are the small class sizes. We have an average class size of 18. Students are working one-on-one with teachers every single day. Students develop relationships that are safe for them to stretch themselves and to learn more and to take risks. You can go back. Thanks. You'll hear this later when our head of school, Natalie Sergliano, talks about what it's like to be at an all-girls school. But 100% of our leaders here are young women, right? There's no young men in leadership positions at Mercy. Every single opportunity is open to the girls. With all of the clubs, all of the leadership opportunities in athletics as well, students are also learning how to be leaders in service learning, in their internships, in other areas of the school. So great time to practice and learn with other young women, build that confidence to be young leaders. We also have quite a rigorous curriculum here at Mercy High School. We have 42 honors and AP classes, and if you don't know what an AP class is, it's advanced placement. It's basically a college level class that you can get credit for, so you take it at a high school, and you can take a test at the end of the year, and some colleges will give credit for those. So kind of like the highest level of class that you can take in high school, and we have so many of those opportunities, as well as incredible other classes like robotics, environmental science, contemporary world issues that looks at our critical concerns and of the Sisters of Mercy. So lots of opportunities to really stretch here with teachers supporting you. And then also, we have teachers who are really compassionate and kind. You might have heard that Mercy is I've heard people say it's the kinder, gentler school on the peninsula, and that's really what we are here. We're a community of hospitality, a community of compassion, and we're here to support your daughters and you as students in your learning. So a little bit about our classroom experience. We have a block schedule, 75-minute classes. We switch between like A and B days, 8:30 start time, and then we have daily office hours with teachers, which are really important because like I said, the small community, the working one-on-one with teachers is something that's really important to our students and really helps them learn. Our teachers have spent many years studying exactly how to educate young women and how to use research-based strategies in their teaching so that they're using only the strategies that are most helpful for students. Things like limiting homework to 40 minutes every 2 days for a college preparatory level class. Because students will top out after about 40 minutes and you'll see diminishing results for each subject area if you're spending more time than that. So teachers are assigning homework and practice that's really relevant to what you're learning in class that day so that you're building the skills that you specifically need in order to learn and you're not spending any more time on it than you need to. Okay? In the classroom, we really work on creating authentic experiences for students. One of my favorite projects that happened last year on Zoom when we were in distance learning was a project about environmental racism. So our freshman biology teacher, Lindsay Stewart, designed this project where students would go out, they would choose a city in the United States that was experiencing environmental racism. They would contact city officials or people in the area who had done research, and they would find out what exactly had contributed to the environmental racism and what they were doing to fix that. And so you saw freshman students who are 14, 15 years old, talking to college professors, talking to city officials, and doing interviews over Zoom, and putting together these really beautiful presentations about how environmental racism really affects these communities. So really authentic experiences where students aren't just like learning from a textbook and going to take a test, they're experiencing things on their own and creating these like really authentic experiences. And we also have tri-schools, so sorry, the light is coming, it just hit me right now, right there. We also have a tri-school experience, and so at Mercy it's an all-girls school, and then we share with Sarah High School and Notre Dame, which is also an all-girls school, this tri-school experience. And so some of our classes are offered on all 3 campuses, and students go to attend those. So something like AP Psychology is something that we offer that the other schools don't. So you'll see some boys coming over here to go to school with our girls in that AP Psychology class. Another one is 3D Art. So all of those experiences give girls an opportunity to interact with the boys in limited settings where they feel comfortable and they can really build their confidence. And the rest of the time they're here in these all-girls environment. Students will also work with the boys in campus ministry, service learning, tons of extracurriculars, really fun events, dances, and this freshman splash and rallies and things like that. So it's a wonderful experience for you to have both experiences. AIMS is a program called Academic Mentoring and Educational Support. It's for students who have a diagnosed learning difference. So if you have a student with a diagnosed learning difference, I encourage you to go to their presentation at 2 o'clock in Russell Hall. You can ask any of the girls where AIMS is and they'll point you right in the direction of that. But this is a 4-year program that really supports students in their advancement, in their advocacy for themselves. And so you have 1 year freshman year where half the time is spent on study skills and just developing the skills that you need to function well in high school, and then the other half of the time is study time. And then as the years progress, students have sort of a gradual release of responsibility with the teachers, and students are studying on their own and just really getting the support from the AIMS department. So that's at 2 o'clock in Russell Hall. Okay, great. So something that, oh, you know what, Chris, this is a little bit, yeah, you can skip forward a little bit. Thanks. Great. And one more, sorry. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk to you about is the counselors at Mercy. We have 4 counselors that are full-time counselors, 2 that are academic counselors, and they're working with your students all 4 years. So they really get to know the counselors and help them become successful as they choose their classes each year. And then also we have a full-time college counselor that starts working with your student freshman year, but really one-on-one with you and your family your junior year to help guide students into an excellent college and wherever they want to be. And you'll see the number over here says 99% of Mercy students are accepted to a 4-year. That's because we have, a professional race car driver who's a recent graduate of Mercy, Tony Bredinger, the first Arab American woman in NASCAR. We have a snowboarder here that's probably going to head out to be in the Olympics. So the 99% right there is based on the students who have outside interests. Okay, so thank you so much for your time today. Feel free to find me and ask me any questions. And I am so pleased to welcome our Chair of the Board of Directors, Penny Alexander.
Good morning. It's really great to see everybody here today, to be here on this beautiful campus and welcome you to this open house. I am Penny Alexander. I'm the chair of the Mercy High School Board of Directors and a proud graduate of Mercy High School as well. And upon graduating and leaving these beautiful 40 acres, I went to Santa Clara University, where I graduated in the College of Arts and Sciences in General Humanities. And upon graduating from Santa Clara, I started what is now nearly a 4-decade career at Franklin Templeton Investments, where I am the Chief Human Resources Officer. I'm married to Matt, a Bellarmine boy, and I have 2 sons. John, who is a junior at Santa Clara University, and William, who's a senior at St. Ignatius in San Francisco. Now, I share this with you, not because I like talking about myself. As a matter of fact, anybody that knows me knows I'd rather have a root canal without laughing gas than talk about myself. But I'm here today to talk about this experience I've had at Mercy, to try to share with you the profound impact the 4 years that I spent here had on me. And what I've done and how I've taken that experience, as it has been not only formative, but transformational. As Sandy spoke and as Lauren spoke about the opportunities here for young women, those were the same opportunities that I had many, many years ago. And because of the single gender nature of the education and the leadership opportunities that we had available to us, I took full advantage of that. I was involved in clubs, I was involved in the yearbook, in student government, and in sports. And I excelled in a very challenging, yet supportive and nurturing environment. It really gave me the platform for success at Santa Clara and in my career. And as a matter of fact, I was recruited to play basketball at Santa Clara, along with another Mercy girl, Liz Bruno, and we enjoyed a 4-year college career down at Santa Clara. And I'm happy to report that I'm still hooping today. And it all started out there on those tennis courts. I think besides the lifelong friends that I met here, I think the most important element that I took from my 4 years here at Mercy was the confidence to know that I could go out in the world and make a difference. And you heard Sandy and Lauren speak of that, and I think that that is incredibly important and incredibly important to me. And although it was a long, long time ago that I sat out there like you girls are right now, I can certainly appreciate the journey that you're on today, having just gone through that, that's fairly recently with my boys. And I can understand the excitement and a little bit of the angst that you're going through as you are exploring the options for you for high school. And we're so blessed here in the peninsula, or in the Bay Area rather, to have such wonderful options for high school, whether public or private. So know that we are all here today. We have a number of members of the board of directors that are here today in support of this tremendous administration and faculty and staff. And you've heard from several of them today, and you're going to hear from our head of school, Natalie, in just a moment. But I want you to know that everyone here wants to be supportive and help you in this journey as you decide where the next 4 years you're going to spend in your growth and your development. And so I just would like to, again, thank you for your time here today. Offer a big welcome. Again, it's great to see people back on campus. And I just would like to end by saying that I hope that we'll see many of you girls in the hallways next year as Mercy girls on your way to being women of mercy. Thank you very much, and let me turn this over to Natalie.
Welcome. My name is Natalie Srigliano-Brazen, and I am so happy that you are here. I am the head of school, and I'm a graduate from the class of 2002. I love Mercy. That will come out in everything I say to you. And the reason I love Mercy is I firmly believe I am who I am because of my 4 years at Mercy High School. This was the greatest gift my parents ever gave me, and I am so grateful that you are considering giving this gift to your daughters. Something that as I went through life and realized what was so special about Mercy, there's really something magical at Mercy, not just in that it is Mercy High School, but also that it's an all-girls school, and I want to talk to you a little bit about both. At Mercy, what we love to say is you will be known, you'll be challenged, and you'll be transformed. And that was 100% my experience. Forbes actually came out with something earlier this year saying that a school our size is the ideal school because it is small enough to maintain a culture that you can control, and it's also large enough to give a great curriculum and a spread of different activities that you're able to get involved in. I was known. My teachers knew who I was. They knew what I was involved in. They knew that I could be challenged in certain areas. And I was challenged academically. I was challenged socially. I was challenged. I remember one teacher came up to me. She knew I was thriving in other areas. She said, I want you to memorize a speech and give a speech. And she knew that I did not like public speaking. I think it paid off. And you're truly transformed by the time you graduate. And I want to tell you more about our Mercy community. As you saw from Ms. Conklin, Lauren's presentation, we have academic excellence. There is a program for everybody, whether you want to be an artist, you want to be a scientist, you want to be a forensics lawyer, there's something for everybody. And there's an accelerated option for those students that really want to push themselves further. We have competitive athletics, and the athletics teams, what I love about Mercy, there's a place for everybody. At a school our size, you're able to try out for a sport and be on a team. Of course, there's competitive and tryouts, but there's always opportunities. So for example, if your daughter tried out for volleyball and she got cut, there's an opportunity for her in water polo, in cross country. She doesn't have to wait 3-4 months. There are other opportunities for your daughters. Also, I just want to say our competitive athletics, our volleyball team yesterday played in the CCS championship game, and they are in the Northern California tournament playing Tuesday. We just had a golf. We have the top golfer in our league at Mercy High School. We are competitive, and it's such an exciting place to be. We have a tight-knit community. One thing I always loved about Mercy was the known piece, is you are really connected through generations. When I came, I worked at Mercy before. I left for a little bit. I came back. When I worked at Mercy, I never knew some of the alums that were on the board. And now there are women that encourage me, women that have become role models to me because we're united in Mercy and our experiences in Mercy. I know when you're about to get up in a little bit and walk around Mercy, we really want you to ask the question of, what can we do for you? Who can you become at Mercy? Not just can you become, but who do you want to become? To the students here, you might already know what you want to do with your life. Tell us, talk to us. We want to show you what we can do to support those dreams. And it is really our goal that we help you in the next 4 years to be as strong an applicant that you want to be to that next level college dream of yours. We want to get you there. We want to partner with your parents and with you to get you there. Mercy is an incredible place. And I like to say it's a magic. And it's a magic that I thought it was just high school until I came back. We are intentional in all we do. We want to know what your daughters want. We want to continue to build programs. As Sandy said, education has changed. You've probably seen this in your daughters. Students have changed through their years of pandemic learning. We want to meet students where they're at. We want to build programs. We want to move forward. Forward with that. I think, Chris, our slides are out of order because we forgot to tell you to refresh. If you could go back to the all-girls advantage. When I was at Mercy, I knew there was something different. I knew when you took the boys out, something magical happened. I couldn't really explain it, but I knew that my 4 years at Mercy were single-handedly the best years of my life because they made me who I am. Everything before Mercy gave me my roots to be successful. Mercy gave me my wings. And Mercy, those wings led me throughout my college years, my professional life, to date and all the personal challenges and exciting times that have come between. Mercy made me who I am. And then when I came back to Mercy, I realized there's data called the All-Girls Advantage that UCLA puts out. They work with all-girls schools, and there really are differences in the experiences and the outcomes that students that go to a single-gender education receive versus co-educational experience. For example, girls at an all-girls education are 6 times more likely to consider majoring in one of the STEM fields, science, technology, math, and engineering. That's fascinating, that simply by being in an all-girls environment, you are more confident to put yourself in a traditionally all-male environment. Next slide, please. That in an all-girls environment, single-sex programs create a climate to express yourselves freely and frequently. Think of how hard it is to express our opinions sometimes. It takes a lot of courage. Yet in an all-girls environment, you don't get the courage just to do it once or twice. You do it constantly. Because your teachers are encouraging you to do it. Your classmates are encouraging you to do it. Your administrators are encouraging you to do it. You learn that there are no limits to your voice. And that is a real positive thing for a young woman to bring into this world. Next slide, please. Thank you. This is one of my favorite statistics of the All-Girls Advantage. Less than 1% of the population in America receive an all-girls education. Less than 1%. Yet 20% of the women in Congress attended an all-girls education. If that doesn't tell you something about all-girls education, I don't know what does. In an all-girls school, you gain that confidence. You feel like you have not just a voice in what's going around you, but a voice in the world, and you want to bring change. You want to be in a leadership position to do better for the next generation. Also, 87% of girls feel their opinion is respected, compared to 58% of girls in a co-ed school. Think about that. If you're in an all-girls educational environment, you feel your opinion is respected 87% versus 58%, simply because there's a boy in the classroom. And because something in that dynamic changes your confidence and how you talk and how you perceive what you're saying. At Mercy, as Lauren said, every leader is a young girl. And that sounds kind of like, well, duh, it's an all-girls school. But what we mean by that is there is a place at the table for everybody. Student council, Girls Athletic Association, club leadership, service learning. We had students that created a climate change for a community, and they went out and did that. There's leadership everywhere. Young women are learning how to use their voice, and they are not shy about it. Because again, something happens when you just remove the boys. And what that is you feel safe to try. You feel safe to take risks. You feel safe to make a mistake. And let me tell you, we all make mistakes. I know I made mistakes in high school. Girls, you will make a mistake in high school. You're supposed to make mistakes. I hope you make mistakes in high school. And this is where you want to be when you make that mistake. Because we're going to talk to you like this. We're going to talk to you with respect. We're going to talk to you about how you're going to learn this as a learning opportunity and how you're going to be a better person in the world because of it. An all-girl environment is incredibly special. And when you root that in Mercy's mission, everything that Sandy and Angie talked about, it's just magical. It's the best place you can be. For 4 years, you will come to know yourself in a way you never knew before, and you will continue to look back in your years, just like I do, and think, I got that at Mercy. That was a pivotal moment in Mercy. I really hope that you enjoy your time at Mercy today. I hope that you ask questions and ask the questions that you want to know. What are the programs you have? I want to do this with my career, my future. How can you help me get there? We want to answer that for you. At Mercy, you really get to surround yourself with encouragement and care. Sandy, when she said, we want to love your daughters and we will love them, she meant that. We really do. Their pain is our pain. Their successes are our successes. And it's just a wonderful community to be. I know I had some really tough times in high school, and I'll never forget the care that my teachers gave me. Specifically, Miss Simonetti, who talked, she was my religion teacher. She was so worried about me my senior year that I remember her just in this corner, running after me to stop me because she wanted to check in. I don't know another school that you would get that type of care. At Mercy, you learn to have a voice, you learn to have confidence, You learn to be a good human being. Everything that I know you've been teaching your daughters since the moment they were born, we want to encourage. We are unique in that it is our job to know how to teach young women. We get to focus on one thing and we get to do it really, really well. And I really hope that you see that as you talk to our teachers. Our teachers are wonderful. They will do everything in their power to support your daughter and to just work with her and with you to ensure that she is successful. I hope you can tell that I speak from the heart and that I speak very confidently about Mercy. I went to Mercy, my sister went to Mercy, my mom went to Mercy. I kind of knew I would be going to Mercy. And I'll be honest, I was one of those freshmen, I wasn't sure I wanted to be here. I have a twin brother. I really wanted to go to high school with my twin brother. He chose Sarah, it broke my heart. So I couldn't go with him there. So I came to Mercy and I followed my sister and my mom. The best thing that I ever did. Parents, I know that a Mercy education, it's not cheap. I know that there are sacrifices to do that. I remember, I'm gonna cry. I always cry. I remember one time my mom, she told me, she felt bad and she was talking to me. She said, I feel so bad I can't send you to more camps. That she felt like a bad mom because I couldn't go to a tennis camp. And I said, but Mom, you send me to Catholic school. Your friends' kids go to schools that have no tuition. I see the difference. I can tell you, no camp, no European vacation would ever have made me who I am. The sacrifice my parents made, I will forever be grateful for. And if you send your daughter to Mercy, I know she will feel the same. Of course, she'll fight you on it sometimes. But I know that as she goes on in her life, she will be okay, because it's at Mercy that I found my voice. It's at Mercy that I found my confidence. And it's things that have led me to be successful. I was able to leave a job when I knew I wasn't being treated well. I was able to ask for an appropriate salary that I knew I deserved and was worthy of. I was able to remove myself from uncomfortable situations in college with boys when I was uncomfortable. I learned all of that at Mercy. Raise your hand if you're an 8th grader. Raise your hand if you're a 7th grader. 6th grade? Mostly 7th and 8th. Parents, students, you have 4.5 or 5.5 years left until you go to college. We treat you like you're still little kids. You're young women, ready for the world. We want nothing more than to partner with you for your last 4.5, 5.5 years. Parents, we want to partner with you to ensure that you are ready for everything life has in store for you. And not just ready, but that you can stand confidently and also know you always have the support of your Mercy High School behind you. I hope that you enjoy wandering the hallways, talking to our educators, talking to our students, learning about Mercy. Know that we are here at any point to talk with you. Again, thank you for considering Mercy. I speak from the heart. It was the best decision I ever made, and I certainly hope that some of you might be here in the next year or two making that same decision for yourself. Thank you.
All right, you have heard from some of our incredible members of leadership. Now is the time to get you out and about throughout the school. We really want you to choose your own adventure. So for those of you who are less familiar with our campus, we do have tours that are going to take off from the patio and from what we call Clock Hall right over here. Please feel free to join a tour with some of our incredible students. They will not be stopping in the departments to speak with the members of the department, but they'll be showing you where they're at so that you can go back and choose which departments you really want to explore. If you're more familiar with the campus, feel free. Go to the departments. It's all listed on the map right on the back of your view book. So everyone should have a map there. There's also a QR code. Don't feel as though you're going to miss anything today because all of the presentations are available on our open house webpage. And please don't miss out on the cafeteria downstairs where not only we have some refreshments for you, but all of our sports and clubs are represented. So great chances to